Welcome to the channel, guys. It's the Eradicator and we have a roadmap update. It's a big one. Let's get started right now. Alright, we are going to get started with vehicle tractor beams, and here they are going to be implementing tractor beams attached to ships, either remote operated, like a turret-like attachment, and this is going to allow players to move or tow bigger objects, including other ships with a vehicle. This deliverable has been added to the EUPU gameplay feature team and weapon content team schedule. Now, it doesn't say that this is ground vehicle, it can also be space vehicle, so that's why I totally imagine that they're going to be building this for the Argo SRV, which also is in the roadmap, and that's going to be very useful in the future, especially when we get stranded in places where we can't really get help. We ask for an SRV or any other vehicle capable of tracking us, and they're going to be taking us to a repair facility, and I like that very much. This is scheduled to be coming in the first quarter of 2023, so quite in a long time, and we're going to be using that in the power system, I can imagine. Next, we have artificial gravity, also scheduled for the first quarter of 2023. Now, of course, when I say schedule, the end of the work is scheduled. It doesn't mean that the work will actually be finished. Maybe they will have other tasks to do, and maybe they will stop working on it and then go back on that later. So that is also a caveat that you have to keep in mind when you look at the roadmap. You guys always remind us in the comment section down below. I thought I would take also some time to say it here out there. So artificial gravity here is implementing the dedicated functionality for item controlling the gravity per room for ship, outposts, and station. This also includes player controls as part of the engineering gameplay. This deliverable has been added to the EUPU gameplay feature team schedule. Now, that's very interesting here when they say outposts and station, because does that mean that there is also going to be an artificial gravity mechanics for outposts that we see on moons? Because it's true that when you go inside the outpost, on the trade outpost, well, all of a sudden you have a normal G1 type of gravity instead of having the lower gravity that's on the moon. So is there going to be also a gravity generator on those outposts on moon surface or planetary surface? I would love to see that as well, and I think that maybe removing that artificial gravity, especially when you are in an infiltration mission, perhaps could destabilize some of the opponents that you'll be encountering. That would be fantastic, especially when playing Squadron 42. Next, the Fire Rats armor. Now, the Fire Rats armor is an armor set that is scheduled to be finished in September of this year, and they are going to develop here multiple armor variants for the Pyro gang called the Fire Rats. That's very interesting. I like the name because obviously a nod to the fire fuel, or the fuel rats in Elite Dangerous. I really wonder what the Fire Rats will be doing. Will they actually steal your fuel instead and specialize in doing that? That would be a fantastic little nod. I can't wait to see what the lore here is going to be behind this this gang. Next, Shopkeeper Outfit. It's hard to say. Shopkeeper Outfits. Now, I like the idea here of a Shopkeeper Outfit. Shopkeeper Outfits are going to be finished according to the roadmap in August of this year. And it's true that when you look at the shopkeepers out there in the verse, they kind of look so random, right? When I go to Casaba Outlet, I would love to see some shopkeepers wearing a Casaba shirt. When I go to Elroy's, I would love to see shopkeepers wearing an Elroy outfit, right? It totally makes sense, because you need to see them being a little bit more corporate, right? Same when you go to the New Deal to buy a shop. Yeah, they have a very nice looking suit, but it would be better if it's a New Deal suit. See what I mean? So here they're going to be implementing new generic shopkeeper uniforms for various NPCs in the persistent universe, and this deliverable has been added to the character tech art team schedule. Next, unified item ports. This is the renaming and standardizing character item ports to properly represent their capabilities. This includes expanding their capabilities to allow more types of equipment to be used on the current item ports. The deliverable has been added to the character type team. I believe here that this is when you look at weapons, for example. They want to make it a little bit easier to see what the items are and where you can place them. When you have, for example, example, you want to put a scope or a flashlight on your guns, right? So that's probably what I believe it is. And the unified item port here is scheduled to be finished as well in August of this year. So we got quite a few items here that are scheduled to be finished in August 22, and we could expect them, if there's no more work to be done here, to be coming for Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 at the end of September of this year, if everything goes right. Next, swimming. Now, swimming is coming in a long way here. Swimming coming for Q1 2023, maybe later. And they're going to be creating the basic functionality for the player to be able to swim across the surface of bodies of water, including related features such as entering, exiting, and drowning. So perhaps here your stamina management is going to be important as well, because, for example, right now, let's say you want to run with heavy armor. At some point, your character is going to be stopping to run because the heartbeat is going to be too high. What if it's the same when you're swimming? You know, you're swimming and all of a sudden your heartbeat is too high, you can't swim anymore. What's going to happen? You're going to drown. Exactly. I love this idea of having a little bit of extra danger here. Now, this is going to be including support for hazardous liquids as well that can damage or kill the player and other characters. Next, AI utility. Now, this is a very interesting one here. Work is scheduled to finish in September of this year, so perhaps here and a release for Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 or a 3.18.1. They're going to implement the utility AI behavior. The AI will drive vehicles, pick up, haul, and stow carryables, as well as manage the vehicle's cargo bay and inventory. I can totally imagine this being the AI that is going to be working on loading and unloading your ship when you are trading, coming up with a new cargo refactor. It totally makes sense. We also have the AI commuter also coming up, in my opinion, for the cargo refactor, because it's not just going to be affecting us, the players. The cargo refactor is also going to be affecting the AI. The AI themselves are going to be training as well, and here they're going to implement the commuter AI behavior into the game. AI will search for means of travel to their destination while waiting for a vehicle to arrive. The AI will eat, drink, and check notice boards or timetables. Upon the arrival of the transport, the AI will board and embark on their destination. Now, it doesn't say if this is just going to be your local trains or local shuttles at the landing zones, or if these are actually going to be as well commuters from planet to planet or from planet to moon, which I think would be also fantastic to see. Transport ships leaving landing zones, going to other landing zones with NPCs inside that perhaps you could rob to steal some of their equipments that they would have in their cargo. I would love that as well. We also have here an environmental space mission item here. Now, this one is coming up. Actually, this one is supposed to have finished in June 2022, but somehow made it to the roadmap right now. This was, I should say, maybe the implementation of new missions and scenarios that the players will encounter as they wander around an area of space. The mission that appear will be based on the probability volume that the player is currently in. This deliverable has been added to the EU sandbox. So, are we talking here about the new Quantum Beacon missions? Because these are new. Are we talking about the new Derelict missions? Because these are new as well. Or are we talking about brand new missions that we haven't seen yet? Because I really believe that space missions do need some love right now. In Star Citizen, we don't have enough space missions, and when we do have space missions, they're kind of always the same, repetitive. I mean, how many illegal monitoring missions do you guys see every time you're checking out the mission tab, right? And no one's taking them, and you see a huge list of them. It's a little bit annoying. I would like to see more missions available, more exciting missions, and I hope that that's what we are going to be seeing here when I see this item. Next, new Interdiction Scenarios here. This one has been this one is being finished as well for very recently, this September 22 here, if I'm correct. And this is going to be adding new variations and difficulties of interdiction scenarios that players will come across while quantum traveling. What I really hope, guys, what I really hope is that this is going to be bringing maybe extra ships or extra difficulty if you have a lot of cargo on board. Because, of course, if you have just a few boxes, a few SCUs, it doesn't make sense for pirates to interdict you and rob you. But if you have hundreds of thousands of Alpha UEs in your cargo hold, you can be sure that maybe some NPCs will have scanned you before, or there could be some intel that would have reached the NPCs who would then set up an operation to try to stop you from selling your cargo, which would force you to get an escort and maybe some crew in your ship to defend yourself, and that would be extremely exciting. I hope that that's what we're going to see here. And sorry, my bad, it's not for September, it's for October 2022 that the work is supposed to be finished. So perhaps we could be seeing here these new interdictions as early as December of this year, if work is indeed finishing in October 2022. And finally, the last one, it's a comeback. It used to be called Weapon Handling Tier 2, and now it is called Physicalized Weapon Handling. And this one is coming up, if I am coming up in February 2023, so perhaps for the release of Star Citizen Alpha 4.0, and they're going to be introducing character animations while interacting with and customizing FPS weapons. The aim is to add a tactile look and feel to weapon handling, supporting the wider goal of high-fidelity character iterations with all relevant objects in game. And as I said before, it was previously known as Weapon Handling Tier 2. Anyway guys, that's all for this roadmap update. Nothing on the release view, but a lot on the progress tracker. Guys, what do you guys think of some of these improvements? What surprise improvements do you think we're gonna see as early as Star Citizen Alpha 3.18? I think that we probably see some NPCs going about their business, including walking at landing zones to go to the TDD and sell their stuff, and even flying their ships to go training. I would love to see that, but let me know in the comment section down below, guys. We got a giveaway this month, and I am giving away, well, actually, Dr. Forbin is giving away, and what is he giving away, Dr. Forbin?
A Legionnaire,
of course, I forgot. So please answer the question, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get a chance to win the Legionnaire. Also, if you want to have another giveaway here on Discord, the Discord channel is open now, and over there we have a Retaliator bomber with LTI. All you have to do there is to enter the video sharing contest and share the target video. Also, if you're a Patreon or a YouTube Job membership program, all you gotta do is simply enter your name and you'll be automatically in. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. It's been the Eradicator. A big shout out to Dr. Forbin, Captain Steak, Geek Citizen, Eric Oling, and Digitan. I will see you guys later.